Welcome back to Meet Me at the Table. I'm Barrett. We're continuing our adventure through the Stone of Life module by MegaCon Games. We're in a heated battle against the crawlers. We will hopefully not succumb to the darkness, and we will continue to push forward. We are on part 3 of the first act. To see how the story progresses, why don't you meet me at the table? We're going to start with the outsider. First, I'm going to do threat. His threat goes to 2. The reason it goes to 2 is he has 1 open slot on his action board. You get to lower your threat equal to the number of empty spaces you have on your action board. Discard those 3 cards and draw 5 new ones. Next, we'll go to our acolyte. He has 4. He's going to go to 1. Because he has 3 empty slots. He's going to keep nothing. And he's going to draw 5 cards. I'm going to take 1 back. I lied. I want that Stand Fast, Hands of the Father card. It heals 3, and our poor outsider got hit for 3. So we are going to keep our Hands of the Father. We still got 5 cards. Next, we'll move over to our archer. Her threat's going to go to 2, because she has 1 open slot. We're then going to discard these 2. Move our ammo into the quiver. We're going to keep Tumble. And draw 4 new cards. She gained a Retrieve card. Oh, this is a good one. This is her high damage attack. It's attack critical range. Attack 1 target within range. It does 3 damage. It's a 2 AP card. Another sprint. And to the knee. You can attack 1 target within range. If the target is hit as a captain or a minion, the target becomes prone. And this is a one that we play during the darkness cycle. It's an interrupt card. Let's look to see what our outsider got. He got Blade of Hate. After resolving any enemy attacks targeting you, you may spend up to 3 Malice tokens. For each Malice token spent, you may attack 1 target within range. Sounds like a pretty good counterattack. Shrouded in Darkness. Taunt. Spend 2 Malice tokens. For each enemy within range, you are treated as the only priority, and enemies attacking you have their fate dice pool reduced by 1. Surrogate. Choose 1 hero with a status effect within range and remove it. You gain this status effect and gain 1 Malice token. Okay. Derision. If the darkness activates from playing this card, it's a 3 AP card. If the darkness activates from playing this card, gain 1 Malice token for each AP exceeding 6. That's good. In addition, enemies within range have their attack reduced by 1d10, and you are the only priority. Well, these crawlers only have 1d10 when they attack, so they're going to get no d10. That's kind of my favorite kind of attack. No D10. And then sprint. Those are pretty good cards for the outsider. Let's look to see what our Acolyte got. We kept Blessing of the Dawn. No, we didn't. I lied. We kept Hands of the Father. Blessing of the Dawn. Each hero within range gains a number of fate dice to attack actions equal to my faith. Attune the Weak. Restore vitality equal to twice your faith to one target within range. You gain 3 threat. Guardian Angel. Each successful attack targeting one target within range must be re-rolled once. You gain 2 threat. Oh, okay, it allows them to re-roll hits against you pretty much one time. Armor of Faith. Each enemy within range has its attacks TN increased by a number equal to your faith. Armor of Faith. All right. Our archer is 3 squares away from the lair. 1, 2, 3. She's going to fire, I hope I pronounce this right, Charon's Payment. She hasn't moved yet, but I do plan to move during this turn. So I'm actually going to take the full move penalty, or I guess you could just say the +1 fate dice, instead of the +3 for being stationary when I make this attack. Before I attack, I am going to play Blessings of the Dawn. This will give our archer an extra fate dice for this attack. So to build our dice pool, we get 1d10 of fate dice for herself, 1d10 for our stick and twine, 1 fate dice from our attack card, and 1 fate dice from our Acolyte's Blessing of the Dawn. Attacking the lair, we need a 5. And we did it this time. There's a 6 right here. We didn't get our fate dice recipe though, but that's okay. Our archer did 3 damage to the lair. She also gained 3 threat. And that attack was a 2 AP attack. We are almost to 6 AP. And I've got a plan, and I bet you know my plan. And it's going to be an awesome plan, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So Brian the Archer is going to play his Derision card. If I'm saying that wrong, I apologize. That's 3 AP. But any AP that goes over 6, I'm going to gain a Malice token for. So let's add 3 to this darkness. Oh, what do you know? 2 over the 6 cap there. I get back 2 Malice tokens. And we run a darkness cycle. There are enemies. So it says if there's no enemies within 2 squares of another, spawn 4 minions and 1 captain from all active lairs immediately. Well, I do have 2 heroes within 2 squares of each other. We don't have a threat penalty. We will then activate our minions, captains, mini-bosses, and bosses. And then we'll do an aggressive spawn. So after the normal spawn, the spawn's monsters receive 1 activation. So that means the crawlers that come out of the lair instantly get to attack. Well, joke's on them. They're actually not going to attack thanks to my card that gives them -1 D10 to their attack action. Probably one of the sweetest cards I've seen in the game. First things first, we're going to attack with the minions that are on the board. That's all these. They're not going to move. They're all in a great position that can attack our outsider. Let's roll our 0 D10s. Sweet. They all missed. Now we get to spawn 2 more melee crawlers. And 2 more ranged crawlers. They get to all attack now. Oh, good. 0d10. Yes! They all missed. This is fun. All right. Since those crawlers did such a good job of missing, I think it would only be best if we counterattacked with our Blade of Hate. And we're going to use 3 Malice tokens, which allows me, for each Malice token spent, I can attack one target within range. Well, there's 1, 2, 3 within range. And I'm going to take out those 3 crawlers. Our Outsider's dice pool is 1d10 and a Fate die, 2d10 for his weapon, and 2 Fate dice for the card itself. I do not get the extra Fate dice from Blessing of the Dawn because this is not an attack action, this is actually an interrupt card. I need a 4 to hit these crawlers. And with unbelievable consistency, our Outsider's not only managed to hit the crawlers, he has also again got his Fate recipe. That was a 1 AP card. So we're going to pay 1. During our last darkness cycle, we did go over 6, which means it just continues on into the next darkness cycle. So that is why we're at 3, not at 0. Back to the board. Let's kill us some crawlers. This one, not this guy, and this guy. Having killed 3 crawlers, we do drop 1 treasure token. And since there isn't an actual pattern, I believe I can just place it wherever I'd like to on one of the 3 dead creatures. I'm going to choose here. After killing 3 crawlers, we do have to move up our threat by 3 to 5. I would like to take care of this lair. It only has 2 health, but I want to do it before it activates again. And I don't really have the cards in my hand to do that. So we're going to end our hero cycle and move to our hero deck phase. But before I do, I am going to play Retrieve with my archer to get 1 ammo back. And that is going to cause our AP to go up to 4. And the last thing we're going to do before moving to the hero deck phase is Brian is going to move 2 squares. He hasn't moved yet this turn. And he's going to use 1 to pick up that treasure and 2 to move over to this treasure. Picking up a treasure, he gets to grab a treasure from the treasure bag. I used a lot of the words treasure. I kind of treasured it. And it's a white token. Oh, that scorpion decided to come with me. Draw the top of our white deck, and we got 1 coin. Sweetness. 1 coin. I'm also going to move our other 2 characters. He's allowed to move 2. He's going to go 1, 2 this way. Our archer is going to move 1, 2 up here. Still keeping the lair, 1, 2, 3, 4, within 4 squares, so she can potentially shoot it next turn and hopefully killing it with a good card. Now let us move on to our hero boards and clear them and get some new cards. We're going to start with our outsider. Our outsider has 2 open spots, so his threat is going to go to 3. Discard these cards. We're going to keep Sprint. And we draw up to 5. We've got 3. So I have to shuffle up our discard pile. Shuffling cards makes for fantastic viewing pleasure. And draw 1 more. Our Acolyte has a lot of open spots. He only has one threat, so it's going to go to 0. I'm going to again keep Hands of the Father. I might play it someday. Discard the other 4 and drop to 4. I got 4 cards here, we're good. Let's see what the Acolyte got. Feet of the Saints. Faith. Each hero within range reduces the AP cost of attack actions by 1. This is a really good card. Soothe Wounds. It's an interrupt. Restore 2 vitality to 1 target within range, and I gain 2 threat. Righteous Fury. A number of heroes equal to your faith within range gain +1 damage to attack actions. That's really good too. Intercession. 1 hero within range gains +1 d10 to non-combat actions and courage tests. And our Hands of the Father. Brian was able to grab a Hustle card. He gained Dark Fate. It's an ongoing card. Each time you roll a darkness result, add a malice token to this card. When this card has 3 malice tokens, I can clear it and gain 2d10, 2 fate dice, and +1 damage to attack actions. That's really good. Sprint. Knowledge of Evil. Gain +2 d10 to non-combat actions. In addition, I can spend 2 malice tokens to automatically succeed at a non-combat action. That's his cards are really good. And then his Sprint. I just realized with my tattered cloak here, I have been failing to gain 1 malice token per hero cycle when I take at least 1 damage from an enemy attack. I believe that's only happened once, but still, I missed it. Over to our Archer. 2 open slots. Brings our threat down 2. Brings it to 3. Clear our cards. Again, I'm going to keep my Tumble card. And draw 4 more. And I got 4. Vision of the Mark. Oh, this might be it. This might get our lair. Your next attack action that uses ammo gains +1 d10, +1 fate dice, and +1 damage. As long as she doesn't Orion's Tear the thing, we might be okay. 1 more ammo card. Through a Needle's Eye. Attack, weapon. Attack 1 target within range. If using ammo and the target is armored, the attack gains -2 target number. And Circumvent. It's a counterattack. Before resolving an enemy attack targeting you, attack that target, then move 2 squares and ignore the enemy's attack. It is not considered a move. We have 1 active enemy. We're going to add 1 darkness. Now, let's try to figure out how to take out that lair in 1 shot. The first thing we're going to do is put up a few cards before we make an attack. The first one is that Feet of the Saints, which just allows us to reduce the AP cost of an attack action. We're also going to put up that Dark Fate card. Since it's an ongoing and it doesn't cost anything, the next 2 cards I'm going to play are Vision of the Mark, which during my attack action I'll get +1 d10, +1 fate dice, and +1 damage. And finally, our attack is going to be Through the Needle's Eye. I am not going to move. I'm not taking any chances on this card. We get +2 d10 on this. Alright, for this attack, I get 1 d10 and a fate die for being my Archer. I get 1 d10 and a fate die for Vision of the Mark. I get 2 d10 for Through the Needle's Eye, since I am stationary and not moving. And I get 1 d10 for my Stick and Twine. I need a 5. Come on! I need 5. We got a 5. We got a nature symbol. We do 2 damage to the lair. 1, 2. This card would normally do 1 AP, but with feet of the saints out there, it does nothing to the AP track. We do get to drop 1 treasure in the lair's location. Treasure right there. Lair not there. Our heroes happy. And we'll continue. Archer is going to play the ammo card. And our Acolyte is going to finally play Hand of the Father, which will restore 3 vitality to a hero within range. The only hero that's actually taken damage so far is Brian the Outsider. So he's going to go from 4 to 7. That card is 2 AP. We'll run a darkness cycle. If a hero is surrounded by 5 or plus monsters, those monsters receive -2 to the attack. Well, that's not happening. Nobody's at threat level. Speaking of threat, I do have to give the Archer 2 threat, moving from 3 to 5. We'll move the minions, then the captains, the mini-boss, then the boss. And then there's a focus spawn, but without a lair, there is no spawn. Let's get that threat on the Archer. And now these crawlers will attack based on proximity. This one will attack here. And this is where movement in Myth is a little interesting. These two are equal in proximity, which the next would be going for threat. If these two had the same threat, it would go to the symbol for guile, and nobody has that symbol, so it would be a tie. Also, you move them based on what they call a scout, and the rest follow the scout. But in this case, he still is the threat. So he is actually going to attack here, he's going to attack here, he's going to attack here, he's going to attack here, and he's going to attack here. All these are ranged crawlers. This is our close combat crawler. So that's a lot of crawlers attacking. We're going to probably get ready to play our next heal card. Alright, there's 6 crawlers. Let's hope they don't do as well as they did last time. 1, 10, 10, 9. Wow, half of them hit. Half of them got above a 7. That's not the odds. Well, that's 3 damage again to Brian. He loves taking 3 damage. Because of 3 damage, we'll be rolling 3 fate dice. Again, we did not get a darkness symbol, so there is no poison taking effect. And Brian, per his norm, decided to take 3 damage from the crawlers. 1, 2, 3. He's down to 4. Though he is 2 squares away from the Acolyte, who then is going to play Soothe Wounds during this darkness cycle to restore 2 vitality to 1 target within range. And he's in with range. He's in with range. How about that? He goes to 6. Because I played that card, our Acolyte gains 2 threats. And I also failed miserably because Hands of the Father were supposed to give me 4 threats, which could have maybe changed the way those crawlers attack, and if they did, I apologize for missing that. Since both our Acolyte and our Archer are remaining stationary due to the cards that they played, our Outsider's not. He's going to sprint. He gains 3 additional movement points. He gains 1 on the AP tracker. And he's going to move 3. 1 to pick up this treasure, 2 to move here, and 3 to pick up that treasure. That means we get to draw 2 from the treasure bag. a white one, and a green one. Our one white treasure is a shadow potion. You get to reduce your threat by 3. And our green item is a talon. Oh, that doesn't work for any of our dudes. You get 2d10, 2d10 fate dice, bleeding damage over time on hit enemy. Each guile results add +1 hero cycle to the duration. Well, just because it's not a fate recipe he uses doesn't mean that heroes cannot use these weapons. They're just better suited for the class that actually uses these fate dice. We are going to move into our hero deck phase and then into the next hero cycle, but we're going to save that for the next video. I hope you enjoyed this one. Thank you for watching. Come back again so we can continue on fighting the darkness. Please like and subscribe and leave any comments or suggestions below. I'd love to hear from you all. Until next time, I hope you will meet me at the table.